Hello, it's nice to have you join us on the News at 5. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. We start off from Ondo State, where the State Commissioner of Police, Adamawa Lawal, has vowed that those who murdered the traditional ruler of Agamo village in Akure North local government area, Oba Kennedy Falodun, will be apprehended and prosecuted. Now, the Commissioner of Police, along with the heads of other security agencies in the state for an assessment of the situation at the community, was there. Now, the Army, NSCDC, the DSS were also among the entourage. Now, the entire community is still in shock and indeed in sorrow as residents gathered at the front of the monarch's residence where he was killed. He said the police and other security agencies are already carrying out investigations to track down the perpetrators of the heinous act. The Commissioner of Police appealed to residents of the community not to hesitate to provide any relevant information that could be helpful to security agencies in investigating the matter. A resident of the community, Chief Odeyemi, narrated that the gunmen, numbering about 10, stormed the village at about 7:30 p.m. and started shooting sporadically. They entered the house and shot at the monarch and macheted him, but all these didn't hurt him. He said they then dragged him out of this house and hit his head and belly with the gun, killing him right on the spot. According to Odeyemi, the gunmen fled immediately. They killed the monarch. At least 34 people are feared dead following coordinated attacks by suspected Lakurawa militants in Kebbi State. The assaults are reported to have struck several villages in Arewa local government area, leaving communities in shock and panic. Survivors described the raids as highly organized, indiscriminate, and terrifying. Local sources reported that the attacks left 16 people dead in Mamunu, 5 in Awashaka, 3 in Masama, and 2 each in several smaller villages. Residents were then forced to flee as gunmen stormed homes, opening fire on civilians without warning. Security forces have been deployed to the area to protect residents, assist survivors, and prevent the militants from escaping. Tracking operations and patrols are ongoing, while the Kebbi State Police Public Relations Officer Bashir Usman confirmed the attacks but did not provide an official casualty figure. In Plateau, the State Police Command has confirmed the death of 37 persons and the hospitalization of 28 others following a suspected gas exposure at a mining site in Kampani Zura community in Wase local government area. In a statement issued by the police, the incident occurred in the early hours of February the 18th at about 6 a.m. when miners were allegedly exposed to toxic gases while working at the site. Police said the affected area was promptly cordoned off to enable rescue operations and preliminary investigations. Initial findings revealed that the victims were suffocated by a sudden discharge of lead oxide and other associated gases described as highly toxic and dangerous, especially in confined or poorly ventilated environments. Following the incident, the National President of the Miners Association of Nigeria, Dele Anyoleke, asked mining companies to employ professional help to detect and prevent leaks and accidents on the field. He was a guest on our breakfast program, The Morning Brief.
Tragedy for our nation, because not only those lives that were lost, so many things were lost with those lives. And we need to communicate with ourselves. And they've confirmed me also that 37 lives are lost. Mining operation is a high-risk business, and we can only make sure that we cut down on the number of this kind of accidents. The government has been trying a lot to make sure there are enough regulatory reforms to ensure that mining is being done according to best practices. But the government needs to do a lot more in terms of improving the capacity of the regulatory agencies. Big mining is just about to start in Nigeria, and we need to lay a very solid foundation for it, because this is just minor sites. All these things are happening. Company legality in mining is not enough to prevent this kind of accident from happening. We just need to go professional. Companies also must be encouraged to employ professionals who will be able to detect all this ahead of time and take adequate measures to prevent them from occurring.
Intelligence-driven policing is the bedrock of crime fighting. These are the words of the Commissioner of Police in Lagos, Olorundare Jimoh. He spoke with journalists on the achievement of the command since assuming office a year ago. We'll have that report much later. Well, tension filled the now into River State, where in a major political development, the River State House of Assembly has formally withdrawn its impeachment notice against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu, following what lawmakers described as a timely intervention by President Bola Tinubu. The announcement came shortly after plenary, following deliberations from a committee of the whole, and Speaker Martin Amewele informed the House that the decision followed a high-level meeting at the presidential villa with Governor Fubara, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, and President Bola Tinubu.
Proceedings at the River State House of Assembly were short but decisive as lawmakers gathered for a brief plenary. The Speaker, Martin Amewele, updated members on the outcome of a crucial meeting held at the presidential villa involving Governor Siminalayi Fubara, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, and President Bola Tinubu, setting the tone for the House's next course of action.
In furtherance of the outcome of the meeting with Mr. President and other parties, that the governor, the deputy governor, has gone ahead to withdraw the cases they filed at the River State High Court. In response to their action, yesterday we instructed our lawyers to also withdraw the matter we filed at the Court of Appeal, setting the way or the pace for the state to move forward. Honorable members, having reported all of this, members agreed to halt the impeachment process against the governor and deputy governor.
In a move aimed at de-escalating tensions, the Deputy Speaker and Minority Leader urged the House to honor President Tinubu by formally withdrawing the impeachment notice against the governor and his deputy, paving the way for political reconciliation.
Therefore, I urge my colleagues to toe the direction of halting these impeachment proceedings for the respect we all have for the President and in the best interest of this state.
This is for the good of River State and for the enduring peace and prosperity of the state.
The Speaker formally puts the motion before lawmakers, seeking approval to withdraw all pending lawsuits and impeachment notices against the governor and his deputy. The House votes overwhelmingly in support, sealing the decision.
Those in favor, 24. Against, nil. Abstention, nil. Distinguished colleagues, by this voting, the 10th Assembly of River State has resolved to halt the impeachment processes against the governor and the deputy governor of River State, following the intervention of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. That is the resolution of the House.
For the third time, the River State House of Assembly has stepped back from impeachment moves against the governor, raising renewed hopes that this latest retreat will finally usher in a lasting political truce between the executive and legislative arms. Charles Oporum, Channels Television.
Tension filled the Senate chamber as lawmakers took on the president's economic team over what they described as glaring failures in the implementation of the 2025 budget and what they termed unrealistic assumptions behind the proposed 58.7 trillion naira spending plan. The confrontation unfolded during a heated budget defense session before the Senate Committee on Appropriations. Lawmakers raised alarm over widespread complaints of non-funding across ministries, departments and agencies, with some senators branding the exercise one of the worst budget defenses in recent memory. They pointed to unpaid contractors, a controversial centralized payment system, poor capital releases, and a rising debt profile as major red flags threatening fiscal stability. Unconvinced by explanations from the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, the committee pressed the chairman of the National Revenue Service, who admitted that past budgets were built on faulty assumptions often resulting in implementation gaps. In response, the Minister of State for Finance assured lawmakers that the government was ready to clear outstanding obligations, directing MDAs to upload cash plans immediately, with payments expected to begin at once or by Monday at the latest. The committee later moved into a closed-door session. Governor Doyedire has joined other stakeholders as the All Progressives Congress conducts its award congresses across the 105 political wards in Bayelsa State. At Sampo in Kolokuma, Opokuma local government area, Governor Diri participated in the congress in his hometown ward, where new leaders emerged through consensus and affirmation. The governor described the peaceful conduct of the exercise as a deliberate effort by party leadership to strengthen internal cohesion and correct past political divisions.
So what we are doing here is being done across all the 105 wards. Now you can tell for yourself. Those who say when governors come to a party it doesn't matter, very soon they will learn their lessons. So we will know whether the governors matter or they don't matter. Very soon they will understand. Because what we are doing is actually mobilizing our people, building the strength of the party. And if things were done wrongly, we want the things to be done rightly. And so you can see that in Bayelsa, the APC in Bayelsa State is having this type of world congresses. There is no problem. You are not hearing anything anywhere. Everybody is happy. It tells you there is a message behind it.
A similar situation played out in Ekeremo local government area, where the Minister of State for Petroleum also joined Party Faithful for the World Congress in his community. Party members there equally adopted consensus in selecting leaders and delegates, an approach stakeholders say promotes inclusion and stability within the internal structure.
There are several procedures to selecting leaders, and consensus is one of them. So we chose consensus. And so, Ekeremo, a local government Ward 8 decided today that we should gather in our numbers and, and elect the leaders of the ward to serve us, in the party. So we've done that, you've seen it. This is what you are seeing here. Everybody is APC in this community, and there's no other party in this community. And we're very happy that, the community came together to select the 28 persons, and then the delegates for the local government congress and the delegates for the state congress today.
New ward executives have emerged following the conclusion of the ward congresses held across the 305 electoral wards in Imo State. Now, according to the chairman of the ward and local government congress committee from Abuja, the elections were peaceful, credible and transparent, conducted in full compliance with the approved guidelines governing the ward and local government congresses.
Since the exercise started, we'll be getting reports from all across the state. And in this state, there are 27 local governments and 305 wards. So far, the reports have been very, very positive. The exercise has been going freely, fairly, and strictly in line with the provisions of the party's constitution. This election is very critical to the success of the party as we move into another election cycle. The ward election, the ward executive is the foundation of the party in each state of the federation. And having emerged, they have the responsibility to carry out their duties in a manner that strengthens the party and make the party marketable to the general population who will vote in 2027.
Reactions continue to trail the visit of President Bola Tinubu to Adamawa State in northeast Nigeria. Political leaders in the state commend the president for jettisoning political differences to commission projects in the state.
President Bola Tinubu was in Adamawa State for a one-day official working visit on Monday, February 16, 2026. Focused on the inauguration of several multi-billion naira infrastructure and institutional projects executed by the administration of Governor Hamadu Fintiri. The visit of the president, which cuts across party lines, is considered a positive development for democracy in the country.
A very significant visit for the people of Adamawa State, in that the governor of Adamawa State, Right Honorable Dr. Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri, has done such a great job in the last 7 years of his administration. He has restored gigantic critical infrastructure. He has developed Adamawa State. He has empowered the people of Adamawa State and increased the human capital development index for the state citizens.
You see, the president has been partnering with government at the sub-regional levels, I mean at the state level, under the Renew Hope agenda, to see for himself what governments at the state level have been able to do, whether they've been queuing into his projects and programs.
There is nothing good other than people should line up behind a president that is for all. President Tinubu is a president of development, is a president of peace. So we want each and every Nigerian to key in, to come and join him and develop not only Adamawa State, but the whole country.
The visit comes amidst reports of a planned defection by Governor Fintiri to the All Progressives Congress APC. While there was no official defection, the president's focus is on good governance and people-centered leadership.
I am truly delighted to be here in Yola, and I must state carefully and expressively that I am grateful for the warm reception, the joy in the heart of the people.
Residents are hoping that the partnership will manifest in the development of the state.
The defense attaches of the United Kingdom and Germany to Niger have reaffirmed their commitment to supporting Nigeria's fight against terrorism and insurgency during a historic visit to the headquarters Theatre Command Operation Hardin Kai in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. Brigadier Tom Harper of the United Kingdom praised the strong and enduring relationship between both countries, noting their shared values of democracy, rule of law and human rights. He also commended the Nigerian armed forces for their sustained efforts in combating insurgency in the northeast and pledged continued training support through the British Military Advisory Team. Germany's defense attaché, Colonel Boris Bovkamp, says the visit provides an opportunity to explore new areas of collaboration, particularly in capacity building and regional cooperation, aimed at strengthening operational effectiveness against terrorism. The theatre commander, Major General Abdusalam Abubakar, appreciated the contributions of the UK and Germany, highlighting the impact of training, support on troops, proficiency. The visit ended with the signing of the visitors' register, exchange of souvenirs, and a group photograph. The ambassador of Japan to Nigeria, Suzuki Hideo, paid a courtesy visit to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu at the Lagos House Marina in marking another step in deepening diplomatic and economic relations between Lagos and Japan. This visit provided both parties an opportunity to explore areas of mutual interest, particularly around economic cooperation, infrastructure development, and investment opportunities that could further strengthen the Lagos-Japan partnership.
Funds are also emerging recently, focusing on the growth of Lagos State startups, for example, and forming very viable partnerships. And furthermore, given the high level of interest in Japan's creative and entertainment industry within Lagos State, I anticipate strengthening collaboration in the field. We need to, like you said, do a lot of exchange in areas of cultural and entertainment. Your country is a very strong cultural country, and we are as well. We've seen, we're the biggest, fashion, entertainment, music in the whole of Africa. We continue to ensure that we make the city and the state safe, secure, hospitable for all our both local and foreign friends, nationals that are here, and it's everybody. We try and make the place as hospitable and as conducive for safety of life and property, and for businesses to grow, for development to happen. So tell your businesses that if they think of Africa, it should be Nigeria, and in Nigeria it should be Lagos. In collaboration with the UNIDO.
On foreign affairs, Mr. Adamawa says Japan has seen the potential of Lagos State, which is why the country is willing to collaborate in the area of technology and automobile, and the federal government will ensure that synergy is sustained for the benefit of both countries.
I think there's situations whereby Japan has seen the growth and potential of the third largest economy in Africa, that's Lagos State, in collaboration with Japan, the third largest economy in the world. It's more of courtesy. I think they will discuss issues around how they can enhance their presence in each environment, especially when Japan is in Lagos. Japan has been very conversant with the automobile industry, a lot of technology, infrastructure, and of course the Japanese Development Agency, JICA, has been quite helpful to the federal government on agriculture and other areas. So I believe that the visit of the Japanese ambassador here in Lagos would in many ways enhance the relationship of the state and the federal government of Nigeria.
Welcome to Business News. Nigeria's foreign exchange reserves have climbed to $48.5 billion, marking their highest level since 2013, according to the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Apex Bank says the increase reflects improved foreign currency inflows and ongoing policy measures aimed at strengthening external buffers and restoring investor confidence in the economy. Now, the rise in reserves is expected to enhance Nigeria's ability to meet external obligations, stabilize the naira, and cushion the economy against global shocks. The latest figure represents a significant recovery compared to previous years, when reserves were pressured by low oil receipts and foreign exchange volatility. Following President Bola Tinubu's executive order mandating that oil and gas revenues be remitted directly into the Federation account, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Professor Damilola Olawi, welcomes the move, saying it will strengthen the Federation Account Allocation Committee and ensure more efficient distribution of funds to federal, state, and local governments. He adds that the policy will boost the capacity of FAC to administer allocations, enabling governments to implement programs more effectively and improving overall transparency in revenue management. And that's news at 5 minutes. Thanks for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. The World Today is up next.